Welcome back to Dining Etiquettes Part 2. Well, as we all know that the first part of dining etiquettes was only on table manners. Your next part on dining etiquettes is not just on table manners, but on how you need to dress your table. You see, in this era where socializing is very important, the more important is to socialize well and correctly. Eating and eating in a group is the most important thing about socializing. How you portray yourself while eating, or how you portray yourself while throwing a party, is of utmost importance today. Gone are the days when one would just think that, okay, when we are in the office, we need to just, be there for the office, and that is what professionalism is all about. But not so anymore today. When we're talking about professionalism, it also is, you're having parties, you're having, meetings over a luncheon or over a cup of coffee, right? So this is what we need to keep in mind today, that how you need to dress your table. Well, you see, the most important meal of the day is supposed to be one which the entire family looks forward for. It could be dinner, it could be breakfast, it could be lunch, whatsoever. And to make that meal the most beautiful is another thing altogether. Now consider that you are at a table, you have plates kept, and at the same time the food is just laying on the table, is just lying on the table. You go, get up, pick up something and just bring it back. And consider yourself sitting at a table which is well decorated and at the same time has the finest of crockery with proper napkins and everything, and also it has some flowers or other decorative item kept on it. It could be a story of plates kept over there, so that could also be something. Or if consider yourself where you are at a a party which has a buffet system, right? One could be just a buffet lying just like this. It's like you've just kept the plates, you've just kept the food, and that's all it is. Or there could be a buffet which is nicely laid with a very nice backdrop, or it could be having proper plates for proper things, the cutlery going very well with the food. All that has to be kept in mind when we are laying the table, right? So I'm sure when you consider yourself in two different places of this kind, you could think that okay, I just had to have my meal and that's it, I've just gotten over and done with it. But on the other hand, if you are sitting at a table which has got a complementing tablecloth on it, and a complementing runner on it, and the food is lying very nicely on it in a very good cutleries, with very good cutleries to go with it, I'm sure your hunger would increase, right? So now, be it at a lunch or a dinner, they become very, very important, because that is the time of togetherness. That is the time when the entire family sits together, and not only do they eat food, but they also discuss the day together. They discuss what has to be done together, right? So this is what it is. There's a very old saying it could have been a saying for your spouse, but the fact remains that it is just the apt saying for anybody, be it your friends, be it your spouse, be it your other family members. The saying is, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? But it's not just the food which is important. It's not just what you've cooked and how well you've cooked it, but also the fact remains that if you've laid the table well, if you've chosen the right kind of crockery to go with it, it increases your looks, it increases everything to your food. Now, it's not just you're talking about a lunch where everybody's sitting together, or a buffet where everybody's collecting their food and sitting at a place and eating, but also for barbecue. Whatever you do, whatever you take, everything has to be organized properly, right? Now, these are the basic requirements as to what we need, and what all things are to be kept in mind while you are laying the table. You need a pepper mill and a salt cellar. You need a butter dish. You need different types of spoons and forks and knife, like a soup spoon or a tablespoon or a teaspoon, and a dessert knife, right? Or you need a cup and saucer. You need a salad plate and a salad fork, a jug or a pitcher. You need water glasses and wine glasses. Then you need a dinner fork or a dinner knife, and napkins and a napkin ring to go with it. Or you could even take something like a serviette. Okay, please don't confuse with a serviette to a napkin, because a serviette is the popularly known as paper napkins, right? But a serviette is different to a napkin. A napkin is always of a cloth. Okay, then you need a tablecloth. Of course, your tables, chairs and all are important, but you do need a tablecloth with it. You even need a runner to go with it. A runner is a thin cloth which goes across the table, right? You need a flower vase, because that has to enhance the look of the table. Then you need a plate, which is also called as a charger, and on top of which you can put your other plates, like a soup bowl or another salad plate and stuff like that, and a salad bowl, right? So these are certain things which you need to have. These are very, very basics which you need to have. Okay, then now let's talk about the casual table setting. Please don't confuse yourself with a formal and a casual table setting. Even if a casual table setting should have a placement on the table, it should have a dinner plate in the middle of the placement, a place the salad plate, or you need to place the salad plate on top of the dinner plate. And if you're starting with a soup course, then you need to put the soup bowl first on the on top of the salad plate. So, and why on top of the salad plate? So that you just remove the soup bowl and then your salad plate is very much there. Okay, you need to lay the napkin on the left side of the charger, and to the left of the plate, place the fork on the napkin. Now please always keep in mind that the knife and the fork, it should be towards the inner side, then especially the knife should be closest to the plate, and it should be on the inner side of the plate. Then directly above the knife you need to place the water glass, or any other glass. It could be a wine glass also, or any other beverage glass that you're using. Now this is a thing where I'm going to just show you exactly what I just spoke. You can keep it like this, right? So you've seen the napkin is on the plate and the plate is on the charger. Then you have the dinner knife, teaspoon, soup spoon, wine glasses, water glasses. Sorry, not glasses, they're just glass. Your water glass is just one glass. Then you need a bread knife and a bread plate, a salad fork, and a dinner fork, right? Now for a formal dinner table setting will be a little different to a very casual one, right? In this, of course, you need to make sure that the tablecloth is well ironed. You can't keep a crinkled tablecloth on top of the table. You need to place the runner going across the table, and you need to place a set of a charger at each seat. Make sure that at every seat it is there. Then you need to keep the bread plate on top of the charger, and at the same time, you need to lay the napkin to the left of the charger. Then on the left of the charger, the place for the fork, salad fork, should be on the outside, and the dinner fork on the inside. You can put the forks on the napkins, or for a roomier setting, you can directly on the tablecloth, you can keep them in between the charger and the napkin. On the right of the charger, you should place the knife closest to the charger. That is, the blade should be pointing towards the charger, and then the soup spoons. Place a butter knife horizontally, and the blade should be facing inwards on top of the bread plate. Directly above the charger, place the dessert spoons with the handle pointing to the right side. Then directly above the knife, place a water glass, and then of course you can place the wine glasses as well, right? Now if you're using if you want that every person should be having their own salt and pepper shakers, then of course you're going to keep them above the dessert spoons, right? So it should look something like this, which you see over here, right? Then let's come down to an elaborate buffet, or a buffet which is a very normal buffet for a very small party, right? When you have an elaborate buffet, you need to make sure that everything looks really tempting and very, very nice. And every food should be able to complement the other one. Okay. Now there are a few tips that I would want you to go through for a very, very great buffet. You need to consider the movement of the people. See, because right now the people are not sitting. They're at a buffet. The people are standing and they are going to be moving around the table. So you need to make sure that nobody is, crossing the other person, and everybody gets what they want. It's like taking a round, and at the end you're able to start having your meal. So what you're going to do is you're going to consider the movement of the people. You need to give it a starting point and a finish point, that is the ending, right? And there should be a lot of space in between the two of them. Make sure that you keep the drinks table separate from the food table, because you see where you're putting the drinks, there is more likely that there'll be a spillage. And this is another reason why you need to make sure that the drinks table is always kept clean. Then at the same time, you need to keep that need to make sure that the plates are at the beginning of the buffet and the cutlery comes towards the end, because you see there is another reason for it. You never know what the person is going to be taking for on his plate. You are keeping the cutlery, keeping in mind that okay, for this food the person is going to pick up a spoon, or for this food the person is going to pick up a fork, right? But are you sure that the person is going to pick up everything? Or maybe if somebody wants to eat veggies, they may not want to eat rice with it. or a person might just want to have pasta. He may not want to have anything else with it. So this is the reason why you need to make sure that the cutlery is towards the end, right? You need to put out multiple stacks of everything. See why I say multiple stacks of everything, because the person is actually picking up and keeping things here and there, right? He's picking up the veggies, or he's picking up the breads and so on and so forth, and in between he might want to go back and pick up something else, like he's taken a plate and he might just want to go back and pick up a bowl, right? So if you have something in between as well, that would be really great. And at the same time, when I say that you should have multiple stacks of everything, you need to make sure, because see, the fact remains that napkins are most required during any meal, right? So you could have serviettes, or you could have napkins here and there, right? Like for example, in the beginning of the buffet, in between the buffet, towards the end of the buffet, or where the people are sitting, you could have napkins over there, right? So the person doesn't have to leave his plate and just run to get a napkin, because, and especially if you're considering having children also coming as guests with their families, right? Then you need to arrange the food table strategically. Make sure that it is a very strategic way of placing the food. You need to keep the food which is in abundance, or let me put it the way that the cheapest types of food you're going to put in the beginning, and more expensive ones, or the one where you are not going to have too much of it towards the end, right? So the person could well just opt for just one thing, or he could be filling in the cheaper ones in the beginning, filling his plate more with that, right? So this is a very basic yet a very elegant buffet which you have over here. This is not for a very big party, but a small one. So you could think of arranging something like this, right? Do you see this runner in between over here, right? You see this runner in between, where you this yellow thing. This is what basically the runner looks like. So are we ready for throwing a party which is going to be the greatest and most sought after party of the town? I hope you all are, and I'm sure you are, right? So here we go. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful day, people.